Hello, Reem. How are you today and where are you dialing from?
Hi, Kate. I'm very good. Thank you very much, and thank you for this lovely opportunity, and for Gleek also for this lovely opportunity. It's part of our project working with a financial academy in Saudi Arabia. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Oh, well, I
I'm from
also
I'm streaming from Dubai.
well, I also like to thank you so much for dialing in today and joining our hot seat session. The purpose of this session is to help entrepreneurs, companies, or just individuals all over the world to address their blind spots with the help of our loveliest mentors, which is you. So thank you again
Thank
so
you very
much, Reem. But before we dive deeper into the topic that you specialize in, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and your expertise.
Okay, so I've been coaching for the last 4 years since COVID times. This is my fourth year. And before that, I've worked in the corporate sector for 13 years. Of course, the decision to do that drastic move was not easy, especially that I held senior positions. So it was quite interesting to do that shift. You know, when you're not excited about something and you want to explore what's your next step, that becomes like an internal talk that is really interesting. I specialize in self-discovery. This is my new niche. Earlier, I was doing general coaching, and before that, I was specializing in helping cancer patients for the mindset, like to work on the mindset during these challenging times. Uh, so. Um, so yeah, here we are working with people who wants to improve their career further and to grow and to find opportunities out there in the market.
So that's a great point about finding opportunities in the market because I feel, even though I'm pretty young, I feel that opportunities that we have when it comes to our career are completely different to what our parents or grandparents had. It's so much harder to find yourself and to actually decide what you want to do in your life. So, of course,
Yes.
I'd like to tell me, first of all, what are some challenges, maybe even unique modern challenges that our generation is facing right now compared to 10 or 20 years ago?
Mm. So earlier, I would say that it was easier. It was very easy, straightforward to choose where do you want to go because it was like limited options and it was quite known. So you're either a doctor, an engineer, or alike, right? You depend on what is accepted by the community and what is really common and wanted out there in the market. And also before, I would say there wasn't much challenge in competition as we see today. So today, you might be earlier they were competing in the same market and in the same country, in one country, one market. Now it's like an open sea. It's open to all countries, and there are a lot of capabilities out there worldwide. Um, so today I'm working with a company in Germany as a coach. I'm working with Gleek for a project in Saudi Arabia, and we're talking together. You're in Poland, I am in Dubai, and that's like it's a very open market. And with you going not prepared and not knowing what you want, it becomes a super tricky for you to find your way out there.
Absolutely. And but I think, even though it's really scary at times, it open up so many opportunities, but at
Yes,
the same time it makes this open sea so scary. I still feel like there is a way to navigate it and be
there
successful.
is.
So could you tell me about some maybe good attributes that you should have to be successful in your career navigation, in your career growth?
Mm, definitely. Now the first thing, because there are so many capabilities in the market, and companies are not putting that much effort to prepare people because people there are many capabilities that are ready. So we don't they don't recruit people and then they train them. They recruit people and they expect them to be ready. So what do we need to do if we are navigating this market? First, you need to know how unique you are. what are your unique points, what are your strengths. Like, okay, I'm strong in being creative, I'm strong in being a problem solver, I'm strong in being this or that. And you can easily find that out by reflecting on your previous successes and previous stories and things that you were really excited about. Like, even these people who have been there in the market doing a certain thing. Like, I was in the insurance industry, and whomever I spoke to, I guarantee you that 99% of people there landed to insurance by accident. Like me, I also landed to insurance by accident. So I was okay, I was navigating my way and going through that ladder. That ladder is not there anymore. So you need to find your path and to know what unique points and strengths that you have, so that you go towards your goal. And the goal, when you set it, like, let's say, I want to be a coach. That's what I did, right? So okay, let me tell you the story of how I reached there. Probably it can help and inspire other people as well. um, the reason that I stopped wanting to be in the corporate sector is that I just simply wasn't fulfilled. I was going to work as if someone has hit me in the morning and has given me a blow, and it was too heavy. It was, but at the same time, I had responsibilities, right? So we're thinking that we want to get by, we want to pay our bills, and we want to do all these, to the extent that I couldn't continue anymore. And um, the first decision that I have done, it was running away from pain, because like it was too painful to stay there. And I just decided that by all means, I'm not continuing there. And I have quit. And what happened is that I got so terrified. During that 1 month notice period, I got so terrified. And I didn't know what to do next. It's like jumping and not knowing where you're landing. Um, I don't regret doing that, because without it I wouldn't know what to do next. So anyway, through my contacts, my old boss went to a new company, and he's a new CEO there. So he invited me to join. I joined for 1 year. The same cycle continued, the same cycle of unfulfillment. So until I said, okay, so I have to do it differently this time. Okay, how am I going to do it? I went inwards to self discovery. I went inside and I asked myself, okay, so what is it that I'm special in? What are my strength points? What is it that I'm interested in? Okay, so my first answer was like, I'm not interested in anything. I'm good in business development. I head a team for key accounts, and I'm doing great with people, right? It didn't give me the answer that I'm looking for. So I continued to ask this question over and over and over again. Where are my strengths? I started to focus there, to put my focus there. And wherever you put your focus, your it expands, right? Wherever you put your energy and the focus, the energy expands there. So it started to show itself to me, like all the books that I read is about self-help. All the, like, I'm super interested in that area, but
Mhm.
I was doing it for me, right? And then I remembered a course that I have done, and for those who yeah, let me continue the story. I remembered a course that I have done 4 years back, before but at that moment, where it really gave me like a big uh, life change. It was about personal breakthrough. I've done it with Robert Simich at that time, institute, and I said, okay, that's it. I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna go for that, and I'm gonna be a coach. Now, if for any reason these things are not clear for people, like okay, I didn't try something new, I don't read books, I don't know what I'm interested in. Try new things. Try new things and figure out which one really interests you. You might start by trying small courses on Udemy, or EDX or any other platform that is out there, and calibrate with what you feel. Because when you are doing a decision where your mind and heart on the same page, this is where you know that you're going to the right direction. So it's amazing when you do that. The first time I've done it, my head was saying, "No, don't quit. We have bills to pay. I'm contributing to the family and all this." And my heart was saying, "No, I want to quit." But I was ignoring these signals for a long time. Actually, it was for 3 years. I was ignoring these signals to the extent that I was suffocated. That's it. Now, the second time, my head and my heart was both aligned and was both going into the same direction, which is I want to do coaching. Now, so this is how, for the people who want to change their career, or for the people who are not sure what is next. Because in each, our life is like a cycle, right? So take a seed, for example. If you plant it in the ground, and then you put on it water, nutrients, you give it light, and then it becomes a mature tree. This is where we're feeling that we are in control of what we're doing. We're so good there, and it goes for a while it's stable and mature. Then afterwards, the tree or the work or the relationship or whatever it is, like it's a cycle of life, right? This change cycle, it becomes too complex and turbulence starts to happen, or you might feel that you don't want to continue there, or you might feel indifferent. Feeling indifferent itself is a signal that change must come. Now, what does this tree, coming back to the tree becomes too complex for the system to support it. So what does it do? It drops off the leaves. And dropping off the leaves is letting go of something that we have been doing for a long time, or changing something that we have done for so long that is not serving us and that it does not serve us for the next phase. I'll give you an example. Let's say if I am in, like, I've been in a company for about 5 years, and I'm applying for jobs, but it's not working. Every time I go to an interview, I get a no. Okay, so what do I do next? I want to go to that place, right? I know that I want to move from operations to, let's say, procurement. Okay. Um, but every time I do this interview, I get rejected. And that rejection does not feel good, right? It feels that you're not good enough for that, or we might tell ourselves a lot of stories that does not help. And it puts us down, and we go back to being in operations, and we don't move, we don't change, right? So what do we do in this time? We need to drop off something. We need to drop off probably how we perceive work. Probably it's not about hard work. It's not about achievement. Maybe it's about people skills. Maybe it's about networking. Maybe it's about, um, like, okay, let's say procurement is, you need a network, right? You need a network there where you need negotiation skills. So you need to drop off that mentality of this is how it needs to go in a process by being in operations, and I want to go into procurement where okay, negotiation is required, people skills are required, other things are required, so that I prepare myself to that. So the rejection in the interview would be a feedback, just a feedback to, okay, maybe you're still not ready for the next move. Maybe you're still not ready to be out there, which is totally normal. Rather than taking it as I am not good enough for the coming phase, okay, maybe I'm not yet ready and I need to prepare myself more. What are the skills that are required for that phase, so that I can work on it? Working on it, like some people, I know some clients used to come to me and say, okay, every time we go there and we want to be like we want to go to the next level where we manage big teams, and every time they ask us, they say, okay, you don't manage big teams, you don't have that experience. Now I want you to know, and we don't they will not get the experience of managing big teams unless they get the position. So it's like at the chicken and egg, right? Every time you get such a comment, know that it's not about that. It's not about managing big teams, because there are a lot of people who are having other important skills that are important for this position that makes managing big teams not important. So be that person who is having a lot of skills that it's hard for them to tell you no for managing big teams. So we can work on as I said, we can work on people skills, like how to influence people, how to connect with people, emotional intelligence, how to understand their needs. What does a no means really means? Because sometimes when someone tells you no, like I know for when I have clients and they say no because it's expensive, I ask, okay, so I know that there is something behind expensive, right? That probably they don't yet see the value out of these sessions. So I help them to see the value so that they can buy this package and they can actually benefit of that. And I make sure that the value that I provide there is three times more than what they have paid. So know that objections are not, it's just the surface. Behind the surface, there are a lot of points that you can work to improve and you can work to be better.
This point about value, it hits home for me a lot because I personally myself career pivoted because I was so fed up with my job, I have to be honest, and I didn't really know where to go. But I should say that for me the story was a little bit different in terms of that I decided to change everything. I dropped up all of my leaves, if I can say so,
Yeah,
and I moved to another country. I changed my job completely, from being teacher to being a talk show host. It's not too far away, but I still feel like a career pivoted a lot, especially in
yeah.
new country, no friends, no family, no job. I also had bills to pay in a
You
new
pivoted.
country.
You pivoted, so your career pivoted with you. It's
Yes,
not that
I
your
changed my
career
mindset.
pivoted.
I opened myself up to new
Yes,
opportunities, however scared I was. And you, as you said, where your focus flows, your energy flows.
yes, yes.
Absolutely. But I also feel like the set of skills that, even though there are, important attributes for each of us to maybe stay career relevant, for me, I personally also really needed a career coach because it wasn't just about my interest in career. It was
Mm,
about, what I had to change in myself to be this person I really wanted to be. And the person I worked with, he pinpointed what I was lacking to help me in my new job. He gave me confidence I really needed, and I couldn't find it myself, just by doing this work alone. I needed a person to look at this from the second person perspective to tell me, hey, you need this and you'll do better. So
yes, yes.
absolutely,
This
about
move,
this value,
this
I found the value in how he helped me.
exactly, that move a lot of people does not do, because they think that things has to change. Like people have to give me an opportunity to manage big teams or to be a CEO of a company, and and if they're not giving me that opportunity, I'm not gonna get there. It's the other way around. It's actually work on yourself to evolve yourself, and it starts with a decision to drop those leaves and to change something or maybe everything, uh, so that you can pivot to the new career pathway.
Absolutely. And before we wrap up, since we discussed such an important topic, I'd like to ask you, I know that, the career demands in 10 years, they'll be completely different from what we have right now because we just
Yes.
don't know where the world is going. It's changing
Yeah.
so
Maybe in
fast.
1 year or 2 years.
Absolutely. So, but how do we still, how do we make sure that our skills remain relevant and we stay on top of the trends of the field or career that we're trying to pursue? To always stay relevant, of course, you would need to upskill, you would need to change again. Maybe you would also need to career pivot again. No, nobody knows. But how do
Yes.
we stay on this road and never, never lose focus?
Well, my strategy is that I always focus on my self growth. So earlier I would invest in bags, in expensive bags or expensive outfits, or like to look better and more professional, you know. Um, but I don't do that anymore. I invest in my growth. So when you're investing in your growth, you might do things that are not relevant to the next phase, because you might not know what is the next phase anyway. It might not be clear yet what is the next phase. When you invest in your growth and you pivot, you keep pivoting, you keep pivoting, you keep growing, it's that when you are relevant. And of course, when you tune in to the people that are around you, and to see that, okay, now some people would think that I am good in the eyes of people, like to look for how good I am in the eyes of people. However, when you stop doing that and you just focus on yourself, this is a result that becomes natural. So you don't look for how many people says that you're doing great, and you start focusing on yourself, because like everyone knows what do we need, like we like well, like I need to improve this or I need to improve that. Okay, now I don't want to work on something. Now it's the time for me to go for the next phase. So it's important to put your own standard, because some people also will try to put you down. Why are you learning this? Why are you taking these all these courses, right? Why are you working on your
I
growth?
had
Isn't
the
it,
same. I had the
yeah,
same.
isn't it enough where you have reached so far? Of course not. Of course not. I'm either growing or dying. It's like a plant. We're either growing or we're dying, and that's the case for everything in the world. Like even the bacteria, even the viruses, they do improve, right? So it's, if we don't improve, if we don't grow, we are destined to not shine, or to unshine, and just
Absolutely.
choose to shine.
And in the end, people will say different things about you because, as you were mentioning, they keep people kept telling me like, "What are you doing? What are these courses? You had a really good job. It's a really reputable job, and what are you doing?" And now that I talk to these people, instead of calling me crazy, they're telling me, "Oh, you have such an interesting job. You're doing such an
Yeah,
amazing thing." It changed, the narrative changed completely, and it wasn't about how people perceive me. I had to change what I think of myself, and people changed their perspective of me as well.
definitely, definitely. And this is a great message for entrepreneurs specifically, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs who gave up their projects prematurely because they didn't get the response that they want. Just continue, keep going, even if you don't have followers, even if you don't have like likes, even if you don't have the support of the people. Maybe it's not yet formed, maybe it needs to be formed in a better way, um, so that it keeps improving and it hits home for people, right? So just keep doing whatever you're doing, keep improving on that, and your you can align with your passion. Like if your passion is going that way, both head and heart and gut, as well, because some people are gut oriented. If it hits home, keep going, no matter what they say.
Absolutely.
Even if you fail, keep failing. It's okay. It's just a learning experience. I've done, by the way, I've done a workshop that gracefully failed. Amazing. No one signed for it. This was my first workshop, as I was moving from one to one to doing groups. It failed gracefully, and I was amazing. I was so happy about it. I could take it as an, okay, don't do that. I could take it as a sign, don't do that. Or I could take it as a sign, okay, the way I have put it, probably this, the marketing, this, I needed more time to do this, the message should be this. And each time we learn and we adjust so that we can improve, over and over again. We keep improving, we keep revolving, we keep pivoting, as you said. So just keep going.
Absolutely. Thank you for this positive message, Reem. I really appreciated how our interview turned into a full scale
Yeah.
discussion because we are both people who went, on the same journey. We had the same issue and we overcame it. And I really wish that the audience that is watching this interview will also successfully career pivot or grow in whatever position they are. So, if our audience enjoyed it, I highly encourage you to check the caption and see how you can work with Reem to help you with your own career navigation. Thank you again, Reem, and I hope you're going to have amazing rest of the
Thank you
day.
very much, Kate. It was such a pleasure to have this discussion. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.